Stop right now, my beloved child. Do not take another step. I am speaking directly to your weary heart, and I need you to listen with the ears of your soul. For too long you have been running. You have been running from the shadows of your past, running from the mounting pressure of your bills, and running from the terrifying silence of an uncertain future. I have watched you gasping for breath in the desert of your own anxiety, searching for an oasis that never seems to appear. But today, in this very second, I am commanding the winds of your life to be still. You think you stumbled upon this message by chance, but there are no accidents in my kingdom. I have orchestrated this divine interruption because you were about to walk right past the most significant exit I have ever created for you. You were about to flee into a deeper darkness, unaware that you were standing at the very threshold of my light. I see the invisible weight you carry upon your shoulders, a burden so heavy it has begun to bend your spirit. I see the tears you wipe away before anyone else can witness them, and I hear the silent screams of your heart in the middle of the night when the world is asleep. You have tried to solve every problem with your own strength, trying to outrun the storm, but the storm is not your enemy. It was the force I used to blow you toward this moment of stillness. You are not behind in life. You are being built in the secret places. You are not breaking into pieces. You are being broken open so that my glory can finally shine through the cracks. Take a deep breath now, for the atmosphere around you is shifting. The frequency of your life is being realigned with the heartbeat of heaven. You are no longer alone in this race. I am here and I am taking over. Before I reveal the magnitude of the blessing I am preparing to pour into your life, I want you to make a conscious act of faith to signal that you have heard my voice. Do not let this moment pass you by, for your recognition is the key that unlocks the gate. If you feel my presence right now, if you feel that shiver of truth running through your soul, then declare your presence before me. Type, "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments below, to open the gates of heaven and acknowledge that you are ready for the shift. By doing this, you are telling the universe and every spiritual authority that you are no longer a fugitive of fear, but a child of the Most High. This is your appointment with destiny, and I am waiting for your response. Furthermore, I invite you to join this family of believers who seek my voice daily. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now as a sacred commitment to our journey together. By doing so, you are not just clicking a button. You are signaling your agreement with heaven and ensuring that my guidance will always find its way to you through the noise of the world. Do not be like those who hear and then forget. Be the one who hears and anchors themselves in my truth. Like this video and subscribe to confirm that you are ready to stop running and start receiving. Your safe passage into abundance begins with this single step of alignment. We are entering a season of miracles, and I do not want you to miss a single word of what I have planned for your restoration. I have seen you trying to hide your exhaustion, pretending to be strong, while your inner foundation was crumbling. You have been running so fast that your eyes have become blurred, making it impossible to see the exit sign I placed right in front of you. You were about to make a decision out of desperation that would have led you back into the wilderness, but I have stepped in to block that path. This is your divine stop sign. This is the moment where the hunter becomes the hunted by my grace. I am chasing you down with my goodness and my mercy. You cannot outrun my love, and you cannot escape the destiny I wrote for you before the foundations of the world were laid. The race ends here. The resting begins now. I am leading you out not by your might nor by your power, but by my spirit. I have watched you in the stillness of the midnight hour. My precious child, when the rest of the world has surrendered to sleep, but your eyes remain wide, staring into the shadows of your room. I see the way you clutch your chest because the weight of your worries feels like a physical stone pressing against your lungs. You try to take a deep breath, but it feels shallow and strained, as if the very air around you has become thick with the expectations of others and the crushing demands of a life you never asked to lead. I was there when you sat at the edge of your bedhead, buried in your hands, wondering how much longer you could possibly keep up this pace. You feel like a clock that has been wound too tight, ticking toward a breaking point that no one else can see or understand. But I want you to know that I am the breath in your nostrils and the pulse in your veins. That heaviness you feel is not your burden to carry. It is the accumulated weight of trying to be your own savior, trying to fix what only I can mend. I am here to lift that stone from your heart right now and replace it with a peace that surpasses all human understanding. Your struggle to breathe under the pressure of this world ends tonight, for I am expanding your capacity to receive my grace. Do you remember the nights when you looked at the clock and saw 3:00 a.m., then 4:00 a.m.? And your mind was like a runaway train, revisiting every mistake, every what if, and every terrifying scenario of what might happen tomorrow. I was there in that room with you, closer than the very air you breathe. I heard the sigh that escaped your lips, the one so deep it felt like it came from the very bottom of your exhausted soul. It was a sigh that said, "I am so tired of being strong." You have spent your days wearing a meticulous mask of competence, smiling for the cameras of society and holding everything together for the people who depend on your strength. But in those quiet, dark hours when the world is silent and the mask finally slips, I see the real you, the vulnerable, weary child who just wants to be held and told that everything is going to be all right. I am not just a distant God in a far-off heaven. I am the Father who sits on the edge of your bed in the darkness, whispering to your spirit that you can finally let go. I have seen you counting the days until the next crisis, counting the dollars you don't have and counting the reasons why you might not make it. But I have been counting every hair on your head and every tear that has stained your pillow. Not one of those tears has fallen without my notice. Look into the mirror of your soul, my beloved, and see what I see. I do not see the failures you dwell upon or the aging you fear. I see eyes that have grown weary from searching for a horizon that seems to keep moving further away. I see a soul that is not just tired in the body, but tired in its very essence, a fatigue that 1,000 years of physical sleep could not cure, because it is a spiritual exhaustion born from fighting battles I never intended for you to fight alone. You have been running on empty for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to be truly fueled by my spirit. You have been pouring yourself out like water into the lives of others, your family, your work, your friends, leaving your own well dry, cracked and dusty. But I am the living water, and I am here to irrigate the parched places of your heart today. I have seen the way your hands tremble when you think no one is looking, and the way your heart skips a beat when the phone rings, fearing more bad news or another demand on your time. I am moving into those spaces of trauma and tension right now. I am touching the nerves that have been frayed by constant stress, smoothing out the wrinkles of worry on your brow. Feel the tension leaving your neck and shoulders even as you hear these words, for my voice carries the literal frequency of healing and restoration. I know the exact moment when the light in your eyes began to dim, when the pure joy of living was replaced by the heavy necessity of surviving. I saw you when you stood in the shower, letting the hot water hide the salt of your tears, wishing you could wash away the memories and the pressures as easily as the dust of the day. You feel as though you are drowning in a sea of responsibilities with no shore in sight and no one to throw you a lifeline. But I am the one who walks on the water, and I am reaching down right now to pull you up from the depths of your despair. You do not have to perform for me. You do not have to prove your worth through your productivity, your perfection, or your ability to handle one more thing. I love you in your exhaustion. I love you in your silence. I love you in that heavy sigh you thought no one heard. This chapter of your life, the one where you run until you collapse, is coming to a permanent close. I am turning the page to a new season where my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Rest your mind, my child. Let the muscles of your heart relax and expand. The battle is no longer yours to fight, and the night is no longer your enemy. I have seen your secret struggles, and I have already decreed your peace. The morning is coming, but for now, find your rest in me. I have felt the sharp sting in your soul. My child, the one that comes not from an enemy, but from the hands of those you once broke bread with. I saw the look of utter disbelief in your eyes when the very people you shielded from the rain were the ones who left you shivering in the storm. I watched as you poured your heart, your time, and your limited resources into their lives, only to have them turn around and whisper lies about your character behind your back. You offered them a seat at your table when they had nothing yet. As soon as they found their footing, they acted as if they never knew your name. I know the agony of being misunderstood by those who should have known you best. I saw the night you realized that the loyalty you gave so freely was never intended to be returned. You feel like a fool for trusting a fool for loving so deeply. But I tell you today, your capacity to love is not a weakness. It is the mark of my spirit within you. Do not let their coldness turn your heart to stone. I was there in the room when they gathered to judge the very sacrifices they never had the courage to make themselves. I saw you give up your own dreams to build theirs, only for them to call you difficult or unstable when you finally became too exhausted to carry their weight. They took your kindness for weakness and your silence for permission to walk all over your spirit. I heard the cruel words spoken in secret, the mocks, the laughter, and the way they twisted your intentions to make themselves look like the victims. You have been the scapegoat for their insecurities and the target for their hidden bitterness. But hear me clearly, I saw every hidden act of service. I saw the money you gave when you were struggling yourself. I saw the hours you spent listening to their problems while your own heart was breaking. They may have forgotten your goodness, but it is written in the eternal ledgers of heaven. I am your vindicator, and I will make your righteousness shine like the noonday sun. There is a specific kind of loneliness that comes when your own blood or your closest circle treats you like a stranger, because they cannot handle the light I have placed inside you. You have felt like an outcast in your own home, a foreigner among friends, always too much for some and never enough for others. You have spent years trying to shrink yourself to fit into their narrow boxes, trying to be the person they wanted you to be just to keep the peace. But the peace you kept was at the cost of your own soul. I allowed this separation to happen, my beloved. I allowed the betrayal to reveal their true hearts because I am preparing to take you where they cannot go. They could not handle the weight of the blessing that is coming upon your life. Their hands were too full of jealousy to hold the miracles I am about to release. The rejection you feel today is actually my divine protection. I am clearing the path, removing the weeds that would have choked the harvest I am preparing for you. Do not weep for the seats that are now empty at your table, for I am filling those spots with destiny helpers who will see your value without you having to explain it. I am bringing people into your life who will carry the roof for you when you are tired instead of just standing under it. You have been the pillar for everyone else for so long, but I am now becoming your pillar. I am your shelter and your fortress. If the whole world turns its back on you, remember that I am standing right in front of you with my arms wide open. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Every ounce of pain you felt from their betrayal, I am turning into a supernatural discernment. You will never be deceived like that again, for I am sharpening your spirit to see through the masks of men. You are being set apart, not cast aside. I am your true family, and my love for you is a covenant that no human betrayal can ever break. I have seen the exhausting cycle you have been trapped in. My child, that invisible, relentless loop where you work twice as hard as everyone else only to end up exactly where you started. I have watched you build your hopes up brick by brick, day by day, only to see the entire structure crumble just as you were about to place the final stone. You have felt like a traveler in a vast desert walking toward a shimmering oasis that disappears every time you get close enough to touch the water. You ask me in the secret places of your heart, Lord, why does it always fall apart at the last second? Why do the doors open for everyone else while they remain locked and bolted for me? You feel like you are running on a treadmill of effort, pouring out your sweat and your soul, yet the scenery of your life never changes. I see that frustration. It is a bitter smoke that fills your spirit, making it hard to see the path I have actually cleared for you. You have lived through the almost syndrome for far too long. Almost got the promotion, almost saved enough money, almost found the right partner, almost reached the breakthrough, only for a sudden storm to wash it all away. I want you to understand something today that will shift your perspective forever. What you perceived as a failure was actually my divine redirection. When the door slammed in your face at the final moment, it wasn't because I wanted to see you hurt. It was because I saw a lion behind that door that you were not yet prepared to face. I saw that if I gave you the almost success at that time, it would have crushed you because your character was still being forged in the heat of the delay. You are not falling apart, you are falling into a greater purpose. You are not losing your way, you are being aligned with a destiny that is far bigger than the small plans you had made for yourself. The repetitive nature of your struggles has been a training ground, not a prison. Every time you had to start over, you did not start from scratch. You started from experience with a stronger spirit and a deeper resilience. I have been watching you pass the discouragement test over and over again. Every time you chose to wake up and try one more time, despite the crushing weight of yesterday's defeat, you were showing me a faithfulness that most people will never know. I have been preparing you to handle the weight of the massive blessing that is coming. A small person cannot carry a big assignment, and I have high plans for you. The loop is breaking today because you have finally reached the level of maturity required to steward the yes I am about to speak over your life. The cycle of not enough is being shattered by my more than enough. I want you to stop and do something very important right now. This is not just a thought, it is a prophetic act of alignment. I want you to take your hand and place it firmly over your heart. Can you feel that steady rhythmic beat? That is the sound of my promise still alive within you. That beat is proof that the enemy could not stop your life, no matter how many loops of failure he tried to throw you into. Feel the warmth of the life I have given you. In this very moment, as your hand touches your chest, I am infusing your heart with a new supernatural endurance. I am washing away the trauma of the almosts and the not quites. Breathe in my peace and breathe out the bitterness of past disappointments. You are still here because I am not through with you. The desert is behind you. The promised land is directly in front of you. If you believe that the cycle of failure is breaking in your life right now, do not remain silent. This is a moment of divine agreement. Type "the loop is broken" or 8888 in the comments to claim your new beginning. By doing this, you are stamping out the old patterns and inviting my new order into your world. And as a sign that you are ready to walk this new path with me, press the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is your way of telling me that you are committed to hearing my voice and following my lead out of the shadows. Do not let the distractions of the world steal this moment of clarity. Your agreement is the bridge to your advancement. I am leading you out, and this time you will not just get close to the finish line, you will cross it with a shout of victory. My child, I am pulling back the veil today because I want you to see the battle through my eyes. You have spent years blaming yourself, blaming your lack of education, or blaming the economy for the walls you keep hitting, but I tell you now, your struggle is not against flesh and blood. You have been fighting unseen gatekeepers, spiritual forces that have stood at the threshold of your breakthrough, trying to bar your entrance into the land of milk and honey. Do you know why the resistance has been so fierce? It is because the light within you is so blindingly bright that it has become a threat to the kingdom of darkness. You are not being attacked because you are weak. You are being attacked because you are a high-value target in the spirit realm. The enemy does not send his best soldiers to guard an empty treasury. He has stationed these gatekeepers at your doors because he knows that once you step through, you will change the world and tear down the strongholds of generations past. These gatekeepers have used the weapons of delay, confusion, and sudden crisis to make you turn back. Every time you were just inches away from a victory, they whispered thoughts of inadequacy into your mind. They orchestrated that sudden car breakdown, that unexpected medical bill, or that cold argument with your spouse just as you were about to enter a season of peace. They are the ones who make the phone stop ringing when you need a job, and they are the ones who stir up jealousy in the hearts of those around you. But I want you to understand that these gatekeepers only have the power you allow them to have through your fear. They are shadows pretending to be giants. They have watched you from the darkness, terrified that you would finally realize who you are in me. They see the crown of glory resting upon your head even when you feel like you are covered in the ashes of defeat. You may ask me, Lord, if you are all-powerful. Why did you allow these forces to block my way for so long? I tell you this. I allowed the gatekeepers to stand there so that you would learn how to use the weapons of my word. I allowed the resistance to build your spiritual muscles, for the territory I am giving you requires a ruler, not a victim. If I had opened every door without any opposition, you would not have the character necessary to keep the blessing once it arrived. You have been in an intensive training ground, learning how to stand your ground when the wind howls, and how to keep your faith when the world turns cold. But hear the sound of my voice today. The season of training is coming to a close. The gatekeepers have seen your endurance, and they have seen that you will not bow, and they are starting to tremble. Their time of authority over your threshold has expired. I am now stepping into the fray as the Lord of hosts, the captain of the armies of heaven. I am walking to the doors that have been shut for years, the door to your financial freedom, the door to your physical healing, and the door to the restoration of your family. I am looking those gatekeepers in the eye and declaring, let my people go. I am shattering the brass gates and cutting through the iron bars of opposition. Those who have tried to hinder you will now be forced to watch as I prepare a table for you in their very presence. The shadows are fleeing and the path is being cleared. You will no longer have to push and shove to make things happen. You will walk through these open doors with an ease that will baffle those who watched you struggle. The light of my favor is now your lead, and no force in hell can stop what I have set in motion. I hear the question echoing in the silent chambers of your mind, the one you are almost too afraid to speak aloud. Why me, Lord? Why must the road be so narrow, the fire so hot, and the climb so steep? You look around and see others who seem to breeze through life, their paths paved with ease, while you feel as though you are constantly navigating a minefield. But listen closely to my whisper, my precious one. I did not choose you because you were the strongest, nor because you were the most perfect. I chose you because I saw a heart that would not break even when it was bent to the limit. I saw a spirit that would seek me in the dark when everyone else only looked for me in the light. You were set apart before the foundations of the world were laid. Your name was etched into my palms long before your first breath. You are not a random soul lost in a sea of billions. You are a carefully crafted masterpiece designated for a specific glory that requires a specific refining. A small assignment is given to a small spirit, but I have never called you small. I do not give heavy weights to weak shoulders. The reason your battles have been so intense is that the territory I am calling you to occupy is vast. You are being trained to rule, not just to survive. If you had not gone through the betrayal, you would not have the discernment to lead. If you had not felt the sting of lack, you would not have the compassion to distribute the abundance I am sending your way. You are being polished like a rare diamond. A diamond is simply a piece of coal that handled extraordinary pressure without giving up. Every tear you shed has been a drop of water on the seeds of your destiny. You are the chosen one for your family line, the one who will break the ancestral chains of poverty, addiction, and silence. The weight you feel is not the weight of punishment. It is the weight of the crown I am preparing to place upon your head. I want you to understand that my silence during your darkest hours was not abandonment. It was the ultimate sign of my confidence in you. A teacher is always silent during the test. I knew that the seeds of greatness I planted within you would germinate in the dark. You have passed the tests of loneliness, the tests of being misunderstood, and the tests of waiting. You are now emerging from the hidden season. You are no longer the person who entered the fire. The fire has consumed the insecurities, the need for people's approval, and the fear of the future. What remains is pure, resilient, and divine. You were born for such a time as this, to be a lighthouse in a world of shadows, to be the evidence of my goodness in a land of doubt. Do not compare your journey to those who are on a different path. Their ease is not your standard. My purpose is your only compass. If you feel the fire of this truth burning in your heart right now, do not ignore it. This is the confirmation you have been praying for. Take a moment to acknowledge that you are indeed my chosen one, separated for a divine purpose. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now as a sacred act of accepting your calling. By doing this, you are telling me that you are no longer running from your destiny, but stepping into the fullness of who I created you to be. Join this family of light, for you are no longer meant to walk this path alone. This is the middle of our journey, and I have so much more to reveal to you about the doors that are swinging open even as we speak. Your yes today is the key that unlocks the next dimension of your life. My beloved, I want to show you something that your fear has hidden from your eyes for a very long time. You have been so focused on the intensity of the lightning and the height of the waves that you have failed to see the glowing exit sign I placed right in the middle of your storm. You have been praying for the storm to stop, but I have been waiting for you to see the door I opened within it. In every trial you have faced, I have never left you without a strategy for escape. I am not a God who traps his children in corners. I am the God who makes a way where there is no way. Even now, while you feel surrounded by walls of debt, walls of sickness, and walls of isolation, I have already cut a path through the center of that mountain. You have been looking for a way around it, but I am telling you today that the exit is straight through it, and I am holding the door open. Listen to my heart as I speak this truth over you. I am faithful. I will never allow you to be tempted, tested, or tried beyond what you are able to bear. This pressure you feel is not designed to crush you, but to squeeze the greatness out of you. Do not believe the lie of the enemy that you are stuck. You are never stuck when you are with me. With every temptation, with every struggle, and with every tear, I am simultaneously providing the way of escape so that you may be able to endure it and emerge on the other side with a testimony that will shake the heavens. The exit is not a back door of shame. It is a gateway of glory. It is the moment where your human effort ends and my divine intervention begins. You have reached the limit of what you can do, and that is exactly where I want you, for my power is made perfect in your total surrender. The sign of your exit is appearing right now in your spirit. It is that sudden quiet peace that makes no sense given your circumstances. It is that still small voice telling you to forgive when you want to hate to give, when you feel you have nothing left, and to praise me while the walls are still standing. That peace is the compass leading you to the door. I have placed a divine shield around you, protecting your inner life while I strengthen you for the transition. You are not just leaving a season of pain. You are being catapulted into a season of purpose. The exit I have created for you leads directly into the fulfillment of the promises I made to you years ago. Do not run in circles any longer. Stop, look up, and see the light of my favor shining on the threshold. Walk toward me, for I am the door, and through me you shall find the green pastures you have been longing for. You have spent so much energy trying to outrun the consequences of your mistakes and the shadows of your fears. But I am telling you today that running in your own strength is a race you were never meant to win. You have been trying to force doors open that I have locked for your protection. And you have been trying to hold on to things that I am trying to prune from your life so you can finally grow. Your hands are so tightly clenched around your problems that you have no room to receive the blessings I am holding out to you. Surrender is not a white flag of defeat in the eyes of the world. It is the ultimate act of trust in the eyes of your Father. It is the moment you stop saying, "I will handle this," and start saying, "Lord, I cannot, but you can." When you reach the end of yourself, you finally reach the beginning of my miracles. The exhaustion you feel is the signal that your human fuel has run out, and it is time for you to be powered by my eternal grace. Yielding to my will sounds like weakness to those who do not know me, but it is actually the highest form of strength you can possess. It is the posture of a soul that says, "Holy Spirit, I am no longer in charge. You are." Imagine your life as a vessel that has been filled with the muddy waters of worry, shame, and self-reliance. As long as you keep trying to stir that water yourself, it will never be clear. But when you surrender, when you pour out the negative and the heavy, I can fill you with the crystal clear water of my peace, confidence, and creativity. You are the clay and I am the potter. A piece of clay cannot shape itself. It must remain soft and yielded in the hands of the artist to become a masterpiece. If you remain rigid and resistant, you risk breaking under the pressure of the world. But if you become pliable in my hands, I will mold your scars into a beauty that will leave the world in awe. I am calling you to a deeper level of commitment today, for the journey ahead requires a heart that is fully aligned with my frequency. This message is reaching you at this exact moment because the shift you have been praying for is dependent on your willingness to let go. If you are ready to surrender your plans to me and accept the divine purpose I have for you, then I invite you to make it official in this spiritual community. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now as a sacred covenant that you are handing over the steering wheel of your life to me. This is not about a video, it is about your agreement with the Creator of the universe. By subscribing, you are surrounding yourself with my truth every day, ensuring that the noise of the world does not drown out the whisper of my guidance. Like this video to seal your surrender and join the family of those who move in my power, not their own. When you truly surrender, you will notice a supernatural shift in the atmosphere of your life. The situations that used to cause you panic will suddenly be met with a calm that defies logic. The people who used to trigger your anger will no longer have power over your emotions, for you are anchored in something much deeper than human opinion. By letting go of your need to control the outcome, you are giving me permission to move mountains on your behalf. You don't fall apart when you surrender, you fall into your purpose. You don't get lost. You get aligned with the rhythm of heaven. I have already seen the path ahead, and it is glorious, but you can only see it if you stop looking back at what you've lost and start looking at me. The struggle ends when the surrender begins. Relax, my child, and trust the hands that carry the stars to carry you through this transition. My beloved child, look at the scattered pieces of your life. The broken dreams, the failed projects, and the messy relationships that seem to haunt your present. To your eyes, it looks like a tragedy of chaos, a wreckage of what could have been. You see a pile of debris, but I see a mosaic in the making. I am the architect of order, and I am moving through the whirlwind of your circumstances right now with a precision you cannot yet comprehend. Within the next 72 hours, you are going to witness a divine synchronization that will leave you breathless. The phone calls you've been waiting for, the answers that seemed lost in the silence, and the resources that appeared to be out of reach are all being moved into position by my unseen hand. What you thought was falling apart was actually falling into place. I am bringing a celestial alignment to your messy reality, turning the noise of your struggle into a symphony of my grace. I am declaring a new order over your house and your spirit today. The confusion that has clouded your judgment for months is lifting like a heavy fog at the first touch of the sunrise. I am straightening the paths that the enemy made crooked and filling the valleys where you felt low and forgotten. You have been living in a state of survival mode for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to have things simply work out. But watch closely as the hours unfold. You will begin to notice coincidences that are too perfect to be accidents. A door will swing open that you didn't even know existed. A person will provide a solution to a problem that has kept you awake for weeks. I am working behind the scenes, weaving together the threads of your destiny into a garment of favor. This is not a slow, grueling process. This is an acceleration of my divine timing. The time of wandering in circles is over, and the time of direct advancement has begun. Do not fear the shifting of the ground beneath you. It is only the sound of your old life making room for the new. If you are ready to receive this new order, if you can feel the shift in the very air you breathe, do not stay silent. This is the moment to come into agreement with the prophecy of heaven. Type, "I believe," or 1111 in the comments below to signal that you are ready to see the pieces of your life click into place. By doing this, you are locking your faith into my promise and refusing to let doubt steal your momentum. Remember, your words are seeds, and today you are planting seeds of victory in the fertile soil of my will. Stay alert and stay expectant, for the next 3 days are a window of divine intervention designed specifically for you. I have cleared the obstacles, I have silenced the accuser who spoke against your progress, and I am leading you into a place of profound rest and abundance. The chaos was never meant to destroy you. It was only the womb for your miracle. Step forward with confidence, for the Lord of Order is walking beside you, and every step you take is now on solid ground. I have seen the weight of the numbers that haunt your thoughts, my child. I have watched you stare at those envelopes you are afraid to open, and those bank balances that look like empty wells in a parched land. I know the tightening in your chest when you think about the future, the needs of your children, or the mounting pressures of a world that seems to demand more than you can possibly give. You have labored in the heat of the day, giving your sweat and your soul to tasks that seem to return only thorns and thistles. You have felt the sting of lack and the shame that whispers you will never be enough. But hear my voice rising above the noise of your anxiety. I am Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides. I did not create you to live as a slave to debt or as a beggar in the shadows of not enough. My treasuries in heaven are never depleted, and I hold the keys to resources you have not even imagined yet. I am beginning a work of financial restoration in your life that will defy human logic and baffle the critics who said you would fail. I am moving in the invisible realms right now to bring about a sudden provision that will catch you by surprise. I am speaking to people you haven't even met, prompting them to show you favor and to open doors that were previously bolted shut. I am breathing life into the creative ideas I planted in your spirit years ago, those seeds that have been lying dormant in the soil of your discouragement. Watch as I bring order to your finances and clarity to your decisions. Some of you are about to witness the miraculous cancellation of a debt, not through your own cleverness, but through a divine intervention that moves the heart of the lender. Others will see a refund, an unexpected inheritance, or a business opportunity that falls into your lap like ripe fruit from a tree you didn't even plant. I'm taking the limits off your life today. You have been measuring your potential by your paycheck, but I want you to measure your future by my infinite promise. You are moving from a season of how will I survive into a season of whom can I help, for I am making you a channel, not just a reservoir. I am getting you prepared to handle the weight of this blessing, for it requires a heart that is fixed on me and not on the gold. Do not be afraid of the transition. The drought is ending and the sound of abundance is rising in the distance. Even now, my angels are being dispatched to bring the resources that have been held up by the enemy's interference. Your cupboard will not be empty and your oil will not run dry. I am the God who fed the 5,000 with a few loaves and fish, and I am the same God who will multiply what you have in your hand until it overflows. Trust my timing, for I know exactly when the supply needs to reach your door to produce the greatest glory for my name. If you are ready to walk into this new dimension of divine abundance, do not let your doubts silence your decree. Come into agreement with me right now and refuse to listen to the whispers of poverty. I say you are well supplied. Do not agree with the lack. I say you are the head and not the tail. Do not agree with the struggle. Type "I receive my provision" or 777 in the comments below to anchor this prophecy into your reality and signal to the heavens that you are ready for the shift. And as a further act of faith, press the like button and subscribe to this channel once again. By staying connected to this word, you are keeping your mind stayed on the source rather than the resource, ensuring that your eyes remain on the one who provides all things. Your season of lack is being swallowed up by my season of overflow. Receive it now, for it is already on the way. My beloved child, I have stood with you in the hollow silence of broken relationships. I have seen the empty seats at your table and felt the weight of the words left unsaid. There are names that once brought a smile to your face that now only bring a sharp, stinging ache to your chest. You have mourned the death of friendships you thought would last a lifetime, and wept over family bonds that were severed by misunderstanding, pride, or betrayal. You feel as though a part of your own history has been erased, and the loneliness can sometimes feel like a cold wind blowing through your soul. But hear my promise today: I am the God of the resurrection. I specialize in bringing life to things that the world has declared dead and buried. I am moving into the graveyard of your past relationships, and I am calling forth a divine restoration. Just as I breathe life into the dust, I am breathing my spirit into the connections that were meant to be part of your destiny. I will restore to you the years that the locusts of bitterness and the caterpillars of pride have eaten away. I am the one who can bridge the gap of years in a single moment of grace. Those who truly belong in your future, those whose souls were knit to yours by my design, will find their way back to you. I am working in their hearts even now, breaking down the walls of ego and replacing their defensiveness with a spirit of remorse. You will see them return not with excuses but with a humble heart, seeking the very peace that only I can provide. However, understand this, my precious one. My restoration is also a purification. While I bring back the ones who are for you, I am permanently sealing the doors against those who were toxic to your spirit. I have seen how their presence choked your growth, and I love you too much to allow them to return and steal your peace again. I am clearing the weeds so the flowers of true loyal companionship can finally bloom. You will no longer be surrounded by people who only love what you can do for them. You will be surrounded by those who love who you are in me. The pain you endured during this season of isolation was not in vain. It was the soil in which I grew your discernment and your capacity for radical forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about their behavior. It is about your liberation. As you release the bitterness, you create a vacuum that I am filling with a new level of love and intimacy. Your future is not lonely. It is curated. I am bringing destiny helpers, loyal friends, and restored family members into your life who will value the scars you carry. You are moving from the season of being misunderstood into a season of being truly seen and celebrated. The dead things are coming back to life, but they are rising in a more beautiful form. Trust the process of my pruning and the power of my resurrection. I am making all things new, and the relationships that are coming will be built on the rock of my truth, standing firm against any storm that dares to blow. I want you to pay very close attention to your physical vessel in this moment. My beloved child, for my word is not merely a collection of sounds or symbols. It is spirit and it is life. And it is manifesting in your flesh even as you listen. I have seen the way your body has been keeping the score of your secret battles. I have seen the chronic tension that has turned your shoulders into pillars of stone, the shallow breathing that has restricted the flow of my peace through your lungs, and the digestive knots born from the constant acid of anxiety. But right now I am moving my hand over your physical form like a master artisan smoothing out the imperfections in the clay. I am placing my hand upon the crown of your head, and I want you to feel the warmth of my presence beginning to descend. It is a gentle golden heat melting away the mental fatigue and the headaches that have plagued your focus. Feel your jaw unclench for the first time in weeks. Feel the muscles in your neck and shoulders finally surrender their defensive posture. I am lifting the invisible yoke of trying too hard and replacing it with the lightness of my easy yoke. This is not a figment of your imagination. It is the tangible evidence that my spirit is recalibrating your nervous system. Do not be startled if you feel a sudden shiver running down your spine or a tingling sensation in your hands and feet. This is the divine current of my power flushing out the toxins of stress and the residue of trauma that have been stored in your cells. I am the great physician, and I am performing a spiritual surgery on your internal organs. I am touching your heart, not just the emotional center, but the physical muscle that has been overworked by fear. I am regulating your pulse to match the steady rhythm of my grace. If you have been feeling a heaviness in your chest, a weight that made you feel as though you were perpetually out of breath, feel it lifting right now. I am expanding your lungs, clearing the pathways of your breath and infusing your blood with a new vitality. You are being fireproofed from the inside out. The exhaustion that felt like it had reached your very bones is being replaced by a supernatural energy that does not come from caffeine or human effort, but from the wellspring of my life. You will notice that your movements become more fluid, your eyes more clear, and your voice more resonant, for you are no longer carrying the dead weight of a past I have already forgiven. I am also preparing a miracle for you in the quiet of the coming night. I know you have forgotten what it feels like to have a truly restorative sleep, the kind where you drift off in total safety and wake up with a soul that feels brand new. For too long, your bed has been a battlefield of thoughts, and your dreams have been clouded by the debris of your daytime worries. But tonight I am stationing my angels at the four corners of your bed. I am whispering a lullaby of peace over your mind that will quiet the internal chatter. You will experience a deep, dreamless rest, a Sabbath for your soul, where I will do my greatest work of repair while you are unconscious. I am knitting back together the frayed nerves and balancing the chemicals of your mind that have been disrupted by prolonged sorrow. When you open your eyes in the morning, you will not feel that immediate thud of dread in your stomach. Instead, you will feel a lightness, a curiosity, and a quiet strength. This physical relief is the confirmation that the spiritual shift has been completed. Your body is no longer a prison of pain, it is a temple of my joy. I want you to witness this transformation and acknowledge it before the heavens. If you can feel this peace, this warmth, or this sudden release of tension in your body right now, do not let it go unrecorded. This is a physical milestone on your journey out of the wilderness. Type "My healing is here" or 1212 in the comments to seal this physical manifestation. By doing this, you are telling your own body to align with my truth and stay in this state of divine health. And as a final act of commitment to this renewed life, press the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is your way of staying within the sound of my voice, ensuring that your temple remains filled with the frequency of my healing rather than the noise of the world's sickness. You are not just hearing words, you are receiving an infusion of life. Carry this lightness with you as you walk, for you are the living evidence of my restorative power. The pain is behind you, the vitality of the chosen one is within you. Listen to the ticking of the spiritual clock. My precious child, for the heavens are in a state of high activity on your behalf. There is a precise moment in time, a kairos window that I have carved out specifically for your deliverance. You have spent years living in Chronos time, the linear, grueling march of minutes and hours where you work, sleep, and struggle. But you are now entering my divine timing, where a single moment can accomplish more than a decade of human effort. I want you to mark this word in your spirit. The exit window is opening. I have aligned the stars, the hearts of men, and the flow of resources to converge in a specific window of opportunity that is appearing before you right now. Within the next 72 hours and culminating by the sunrise of the third day, a specific door will swing wide. It will not look like the doors you have tried to kick down in the past. It will be a door of grace marked by a peace that settles deep in your bones. You must be alert, for the enemy would love nothing more than for you to be so distracted by your past wounds that you fail to notice the present opening. Do not let the noise of your current problems deafen you to the whisper of this opportunity. When this window opens, whether it is a sudden phone call, an unexpected email, or a quiet prompting in your heart to go somewhere you wouldn't normally go, you must act without hesitation. This is the moment where your faith must take legs. You have prayed, you have fasted, and you have wept. Now you must move. I am not bringing you to the edge of the promised land just to let you wander back into the desert. I am giving you the signal to cross over. This is your golden time, a season where the friction of the world is removed and the favor of the King is your wind. If you hesitate out of fear, you are not trusting my ability to hold you up. Step through the door while it is open, for I have promised that no man can shut what I have opened for you. I am calling for a final gathering of the faithful before we seal this prophecy. You are standing at the very edge of your transformation, and your readiness is the final key. If you are committed to watching for this window and moving the moment I say go, then declare your readiness to the host of heaven. Type "I am ready to step through" or 12.0 in the comments right now. By doing this, you are sharpening your spiritual senses and putting the enemy on notice that you will not be distracted. And as a final definitive signal of your agreement with my divine timing, press the like button and subscribe to this channel once more. This is your anchor. By staying in this community of light, you are ensuring that your focus remains on the exit and not the storm. The window is open, the light is shining, and your Father is waiting on the other side. The time of waiting is over. The time of walking has begun. Be still now, for the atmosphere of this room is being saturated with the fragrance of the third heaven. The words you have heard are not mere vibrations in the air. They are living seeds of light that have taken root in the fertile soil of your soul. I want you to close your physical eyes for a moment and open the eyes of your spirit. I am surrounding you right now with a wall of fire that no enemy can penetrate and no shadow can cross. I am breathing a prayer of absolute protection over your life, your home, and your lineage. I protect you from the arrow that flies by day and the pestilence that stalks in the darkness. I protect your mind from the poison of doubt and your heart from the daggers of betrayal. I am placing my hand upon your forehead to seal your thoughts, ensuring that you no longer wander into the wilderness of what if, or I can't. I protect your coming and your going from this time forth and forevermore. No weapon formed against your peace shall prosper, for I am your shield and your great reward. I am the fortress that cannot be shaken, and you are hidden deep within the secret place of my most high presence. I lead you, my beloved, with a hand that is both firm and tender. I lead you out of the valley of the shadow of death and into the expansive plains of your inheritance. I lead your feet away from the snares of the enemy and toward the golden gates of your destiny. Every step you take from this moment forward is guided by my pillar of cloud by day and my pillar of fire by night. I lead your mind into the depths of my wisdom, giving you answers to questions you haven't even learned how to ask yet. I lead you through the fire and you shall not be burned. I lead you through the waters and they shall not overflow you. I sustain you with the manna of heaven, feeding your soul when the world offers only husks. I sustain your health, renewing your youth like the eagles. I sustain your finances, opening the windows of heaven until there is no room left to receive. I am the vine and you are the branch. As long as you remain in me, you shall never wither, and your fruit shall be the wonder of the nations. I am now calling for the final seal upon this divine message. This is the moment where we lock these promises into your physical reality so that they cannot be stolen, delayed, or diminished by any force of darkness. Do not let this prayer remain a distant memory. Make it your permanent reality. Seal this prophecy now and forever in the halls of heaven and the record of your life. Type Amen or it is done in the comments right now to lock this blessing into your existence. By doing this, you are placing the King's signet ring upon the decree of your restoration. You are declaring to the seen and unseen worlds that you have accepted my lead and that you are stepping out of the cycle of running and into the season of reigning. As we prepare for the final revelation, I invite you one last time to signal your agreement with heaven. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel as a final act of faith to join this global family of the chosen. By doing so, you are ensuring that my voice remains the primary frequency of your life, drowning out the static of fear and the whispers of the enemy. Your subscribe is your yes to a lifetime of walking in my light. Like this video to confirm that you have received the seal of my protection and the promise of my provision. The prayer is spoken, the seal is set, and your new life is already beginning. You are no longer a fugitive. You are a conqueror, and the path ahead is paved with my glory. Look ahead now, my beloved child, for we have finally reached the threshold. I am standing right here at the very edge of the gateway. my hand extended toward you, waiting to pull you into a reality that you once thought was only a distant, impossible dream. The desert of your running is now behind you, its scorching sands and lonely winds fading into the silence of a past that no longer has power over your soul. Before you, the lush, radiant valleys of my promise are unfolding in colors you have never seen and a light that never dims. You can hear it now, can't you? The sound of many waters, the sound of my abundance rushing like a mighty river to meet every need you have ever carried. The heavy, tattered boots you wore for the exhausting race of fear have been cast aside, and in their place I am giving you the garments of praise and the shoes of peace. Do not look back at the shadows of the wilderness or the ruins of what you left behind, for they no longer have a claim on your future. The person who started this video is not the person who is finishing it. You have been transformed, recalibrated, and spiritually renewed. Your foot is poised to step onto the holy ground of your destiny, and as you take that step, the very earth will recognize your authority as my chosen one. This is not the end of our conversation, but the glorious beginning of our walk together in the light of day. What I have revealed to you in these moments of stillness is merely the first ray of a sun that will never set on your life again. The miracles I have scheduled for your next 72 hours are just the first wave of an infinite ocean of favor that is crashing against the shores of your reality. As you leave this sacred space and step back into your daily world, you will find that the world itself looks different because you have changed from the inside out. The mountains that looked impassable yesterday will now look like small stepping stones for your path. The giants that once terrified you into running will now appear as mere shadows fleeing from the radiance of my light within you. Carry this word in your spirit like a burning torch that cannot be extinguished. When the enemy tries to whisper that nothing has changed, you simply point to the unshakable peace in your heart and the divine exit you have already walked through. You are no longer a fugitive of fate. You are a pioneer of my glory, a living testimony of what happens when a soul stops running and starts reigning. And remember, my precious one, I have even greater revelations prepared for you in the moments to come. This is a journey of ascending from glory to glory, and the messages I have for you in our next encounter will take you even deeper into the secrets of my kingdom. My path for you shines brighter and brighter until the full day, and I will be here waiting to guide you through the next door and into the next miracle. Now seal this entire journey with a final magnificent act of divine activation. Do not leave this place without claiming your new identity before the host of heaven. Type, "I am no longer running, I am stepping into my blessing," or 808 in the comments right now to trigger the physical manifestation of everything we have spoken into existence. This is your final decree, the sound of your victory echoing through the halls of eternity. And to ensure that you never lose your way again, and that you are always the first to hear my urgent messages, press the like button and subscribe to this channel for the final time today. Join this family of light permanently, for this is where my chosen ones gather to find their strength and hear my heart. The gateway is open, the path is clear, and I am with you every single step of the way. Go forth in my power, my child. Your miracle is not just coming, it is already here, it is done. Amen.